Hello friends, welcome to my program, Colonel's Punch. I am Col DDP Thorat, retired. I know the rogue Pakistan well. I fought the 1971 war with Pakistan. I fought Pakistan-supported insurgency and proxy war for the last 20 years in Jammu and Kashmir. I have commanded a battalion in Sri Lanka and fought the terror-ridden war there. My program on liberation, war of Bangladesh, is in 3 episodes. The first episode was on genocides in Bangladesh, which I have covered. The second episode is Race to Dhaka. And the third is liberation of Bangladesh, Joy Bangla. Just a recap of the first episode. Lieutenant General Tika Khan, the butcher of East Pakistan, has conducted systematic genocides in East Pakistan. He has brutalized 4 lakh women. That hurts the Bengalis most. Killed over 3 million innocents. And he has pushed over 10 million Bengalis, mostly Hindus, as refugees to India. PM Indira Gandhi has decided to go for war. She has decided to support Sheikh Mujibur Rahman and the people of Bangladesh. She has made it very clear that the cost of bearing refugees will be much more than fighting a war. So, gentlemen, get ready for Race to Dhaka. Friends, war is all about winning. There are no runners-up. I intend to give you a thrilling combat experience, and I'll focus on leadership, strategy, and tactics, so important in war. Remember, both America and Soviet Union fought and won many battles in Vietnam or Afghanistan, but they lost the war. So we have to be very careful, and we must win it. Now, coming down to the topography, have a look at the sketch. I'll introduce that to you stage by stage. Well, you can see Dhaka, and then you can see the Ganga or the Padma River going all down, and then you can see the Jamuna and the Brahmaputra River. And lastly, the Meghna, as big river, and they all go and meet the Bay of Bengal. So therefore, East Pakistan is split up by these 3 rivers, and it has got 50 distributaries and well-connected canals. So you can understand that. Bangladesh is about 800 by 600 miles wide. It looks small. It is surrounded, as you see, this is Bangladesh green. It is surrounded by India from 3 sides, and 1 side is the sea. Therefore, West Bengal, Bihar close by, Sikkim, and the 7 Sisters. So it's really within the grip and surrounded by India. You know, it is at a limb from its main, West Pakistan. It is, as the crow flies, 1,500 kilometers away. But then during war, it has to take a detour from Sri Lanka and then along the sea, keep far off from the sea also, and then enter Burma and then get in, or over China. Now, that is over 3,000 kilometers. And I'll talk more of it when the two divisions, new divisions were inducted into East Pakistan. Well, with all this, what I'm showing you, lots of rivers, distributaries, ferries, bridges. Gentlemen, is it easy? I say again, is it easy to capture East Pakistan? Your guess. Yeah, this is wrong, absolutely. It's very difficult. Very, very difficult. Because it's obstacle-ridden. It has got rivers which you can't see the other side. And they're fast-flowing. And in monsoon, the whole thing gets bogged down. So it's near impossible to capture Dhaka now, which is surrounded by all the rivers. Well, in short, it is the defenders' battleground of paradise. And for attacker, it's going to be a hell. So let's see what happens. Well, you know General Nazi. General Nazi, a.k.a. actually Abdullah Nazi as is known, was equally bad butcher. The moment he came, he said, look, I want my commanders to give me a head count of how many Hindus they have killed, how many freedom fighters they have killed. And he wasted time to our advantage in getting after, people. They say, Nazi was born in the bed or praying on a mat because he was seeking pardon for all the killings he had done. Now, the entire, defense of his was based on fortress defense. That means he had selected 10, 12 places and he had made fortress of them. They were well stocked with about 60 days of ammunition and 60 days of supplies and rations. And they were prepared to fight out. Now, he said that his defenses are like a palm, which is a strong point, and 5 fingers going out. There are BOPs, there are towns, communication zones. So therefore, he had literally a palm and 5 fingers. This is just to remind you, when we had our strong points and all, we used to say, this is knuckle. Knuckle is a strong point. And the 5 fingers are the company localities or the battalion localities or defended areas. And when you make a punch, you just hit it. This man with the open palm was going to get lots of punches. Therefore, he decided that his defenses are going to be well forward along the international border. And he'll fight his battle forward. He will not allow, initially the Mukti Bahinis to infiltrate and create havoc, and later all the Indian forces. But fighting forward had its own disadvantage. It was linear all the way, and therefore you could puncture it. Next, he wanted to fight in the intermediate line, say Jasor, you know, Jamalpur, Hilli, Sylhet. So he wanted to fight the intermediate position strongly. Now, in doing that, he did not have troops, advocate troops. So he had ad hoc brigades all over. And you know what happens when things are ad hoc? They are disorganized and they tend to run off at the first round which is fight. We'll come much more to that. You know, based on the forward line and the intermediate line, he wanted to defeat our penetration, cause great attrition, and, you know, in Napoleon's word, trade time and space, so that the Americans and the Chinese will come to the help and there will be a ceasefire, and then he will be able to negotiate and India will be in great trouble. Of course, his final objective was, you know, final defenses were a ring around Dhaka. He had the river basins all surrounded, but from the north, but even in the north there were enough rivers and distributaries which are crisscrossing. So he wanted to find his final battle there. As I have told you, analysis of Nazi, linear defense, you can break it, limited reserves, and this very concept of fortress defense had its lacuna. You know, most commanders, battalion, brigade, even division, you will see in this, wanted to get inside the fortress and not fight. And there, the Mukti Bahinis went wild. They controlled the whole area. The freedom fighters were all around. The Kader forces were there. And these people were inside their strong points of fortresses. You know, it reminds me of great Alexander, who said, an army of sheep led by a lion can defeat any army of lions led by a sheep. Take your bet when we fight the war from now on. So watch the fireworks darkly, and I am sure you are with me now. So till now I have covered Niazi, his strategy, fortress defense. Then I have covered the fourth level. And now I come to India's build-up for war. You know General Manekshaw, who fought in the Burma campaign, won a military cross. He had 7 bullets. He knew that area well. So he was very cool, confident. He had taken the time which he wanted to train, redeploy, and move his forces into the battle zones. So he was playing chess. He was the grandmaster. And Nazi and Tika Khan were playing dice. They were just, interested in killing, in purging the Hindus out, getting after the Army League people, the communists. No, they wasted their time. So therefore, General Manekshaw organized the whole thing very systematically. The first thing he did was, he wanted to break the Pakistani army's morale. Second, to degrade its combat capability and fighting power. And third, to see that the Mukti Bahinis were well trained to fight the guerrilla war and create havoc inside East Pakistan. He started driving the knife into East Pakistan, slowly, it was paining them. But they could not realize that it was vicious poison that was setting into them. It was breaking their mind, the Pakistani morale. First, he went on for a summer offensive. Basically, he had the Mukti Bahinis backed by the Indian forces. And that was from April to July. The Mukti Bahinis penetrated deep, and then they blew up lots of bridges, supply points, and they targeted officers and Pakistani men. Now that was hurting Pakistan a hell of a lot. Nearly about 100 officers were killed, about 120 JCOs, and over 1,500 men were just blown and torn apart by the Mukti Bahinis and some of our men who went inside. So there was no respite. April to July, it was monsoon period, it was the worst period, and still we were able to create enough havoc. With that, the Pakistanis got jilted. They started pushing more troops forward. Now, Manekshaw landed a second blow. I'll call it a sledgehammer blow. And that was to soften the defenses. So therefore, from August to, even just in the beginning of the war, our first week of the war, he had some very big operations going on. And they were straight, into their forward defenses. It was at Dhalia, Hilli, Kamalpur, and Garibnagar. Very, solid one-to-one battle. India wanted to just grind these forward localities, break them. The one at Garibpur, somewhere here, Rajasi area, there we knocked down. It was in November, we knocked off a whole full squadron. 12 of the tanks were blown out and 4 captured. And then the Air Force also came in, and 2 of the cyber fighters were, blown out, and their pilots captured by Bangladeshis and brought to us, so that we could get little more inputs. So therefore, the entire month of August to December, we are literally inside, East Pakistan. There's one place which I must tell you. This is Dinapur. Now Dinapur, and you got the Siliguri corridor, which is just about 25 kilometers, which joins to the northeast. Now that Dinapur was 50% Hindus, and Nehru, the Prime Minister Nehru, he was a big man. He never understood what is on ground. He handed over Dinajpur, as they call it, or Dinapur, that district to Pakistan, on not 15th but 17th August 1947 as the last deal. And just imagine what racket, all these hilly operations and all, we have to safeguard everything there. So that was Nehru's folly. Get it in your mind. It was not only 62. Again here, we had a problem. So with that, I think one thing will merge out now, that the Indian Army, the Eastern Command, wanted to crack this nut. Pakistan, both West and East. India, for the first time, changed its mind in concept. They were defensive, and the Indians were very offensive. They worked on a deep operation concept. That means they selected limited objectives, like let's say Jessore or Dhaka or Sylhet or Jamalpur, or Bogra. very limited offensive, where the thrust will just go through, deep penetration, outflank, and overrun the depth objectives. That was our main aim. And the forward defenses, we went in for flanking attacks. For one simple reason. I remember when I was in 330 Infantry Brigade and 340 also, we were training mad. We are not going and hitting, left, right, at forward positions. We are actually going deep inside and outflanking and then hitting from the rear. That was a change of mind. But even our senior corps commanders, some of them, which you'll see, they're still wanting to fight a dogged battle. The entire mind hadn't changed, but General Manekshaw was very clear. Please go from behind and tear into the depth areas. Manekshaw wanted to create multiple avenues. So therefore, these 4 corps which are likely to go will have 4 lodgement areas. Whichever succeeds will just go in for Dhaka. So that was the plan. Dhaka was the center of gravity, the political and military headquarters of East Pakistan. If that falls, earlier it falls, the war is over. If it holds and it gets reinforced, then we'll fight a donkey's battle, which will be to the advantage of sinister East Pakistan. We said no highways, only byways. Byways, we're going all dirty tracks. But there was a great happiness in that. All these places were away and were under control, away from the East Pakistani army people and under control of the Mukti Bahinis and all. So therefore, the Mukti Bahinis and all saw to it and gave us, enough support. They gave us those ferries, they gave us boats, they gave us rickshaws, and the whole Indian army not only moved, but they moved very fast. And they started bouncing the rivers as never before. The last thing which I've always said, the Bangladesh War of Liberation was more a people's war. And we had 75 million people, Bengali, supporting us. And with them in unison, with their support, things could change fast. The battle could be won. General Arora and his co-commanders, especially General Sagat Singh, were very clear. They wanted to cut Nazi's fist and then go for his neck. So let's see what happens. Race to Dhaka. Yeah, Dhaka, on 3rd December in the evening, Pakistani Air Force launched a preemptive airstrike on 11 of our forward airfields, right from Kashmir to Rajasthan and Punjab. Pakistan had become jittery. They were losing East Pakistan. They wanted to open another front, so they opened the Western Front, so that some pressure will be taken off from the Eastern Front. Again, was it a mistake? Let's see. Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, by midnight 3rd December, had made up her mind. He also said, go for it, General Manekshaw, and the war was on. India launched a lightning offensive. What I'm going to concentrate is on East Pakistan, the liberation war of Bangladesh. India had 3 strike corps and one 101 com zone. So the first strike corps, as you see, is this 2 corps. Then the second strike corps is 33 corps coming towards Hilly. So 2 corps was coming towards the Ganga Padma river from the till the west, till the east, and from northwest direction up to Hilly, up to Jamuna, and then get a lodgement, both of them. So 2 and 33 Corps were basically coming from the western side. Then you had a 101 com zone. This was about 101 kilometer area, and Jamalpur down. There is this place, there was another brigade, somewhere here, Pakistani brigade, east of Kamalpur. Then we had General Sagat's 4 Corps. Now, that was ramming in from east. So therefore, 2 Corps, 33 Corps, 101 com zone, and the 4 Corps were the first line, and they were going to burst into Pakistan. They are going to penetrate and then go like a ball of fire and invest Dhaka. The Indian Navy very diligently within 48 hours had blocked. So from all sides, East Pakistan was isolated. And the Indian Air Force, with its 11 fighter squadrons, they just blew those 28 sabers out. So they had a supremacy, air supremacy as they had planned. Within 36 hours, Pakistan hardly had any air fighters in the air. So that is it. Now, gentlemen, the race to, Dhaka. I'll just go over certain corps. 2 Corps, that first line. The general was Lieutenant General Tapi Raina. He was a hero of the Chusul War with China. He had lost one of his eyes, and earlier battles, and he used to have a glass eye. Right. He had the most, the heaviest lot of formation with him, the 4 Div, the 9 Div. He had 2 armored regiments, PT 76 and T 55, 3 engineer battalions, and 2 RT brigades. So there was a big force which was going through. See, his 9 Div advanced on a broad front, Jessore, Khulna. So once he reached Jessore, the GOC Pakistan 9 Div, again there, he was General Ansari. He just panicked. These people had panicked earlier also when I told you the Dinanagar battle in November. They panicked now, Jessore. And what he did, the great Ansari general, he started going towards Khulna instead of going to this Faridabad ferry and then getting his defenses and sending some troops on the outskirts of Dhaka. He made a detour into Khulna. Khulna was their strong fortress. So he said there was already a ad hoc brigade there. But then he said, I don't want to get involved with this Indian army chasing me. I will rather not get involved in a running fight. So he got down at Khulna. Now, Raina, you know how he was. General Raina lost the golden opportunity. He could have straight away gone from Jessore because the entire area, these people had run away and gone to Faridabad ferry and the other ferries around and made a lodgement area there. He had 3 battalions of engineer regiment, 3 engineer regiments and 2 engineer brigade headquarters also. But then he started going towards Khulna and got bogged down in a battle. And Khulna was, though Jessore fell on 7 December, he kept fighting till about 9-10. And his second line was this 4 Div, which went towards Magura, Chandanpur, and again got bogged down there instead of going right for the F ferry. So therefore, overall, general was of the old concept. Don't let the enemy off your reach. He did not want to just go hell for leather. You required a change in mindset there. But he did one good thing. He pushed the 9th into Khulna, and whatever remained of it was destroyed. So therefore, this division was not there for battle anymore. So I hope you've got it. 7th Jasor fell, and by the time he reached, it was 16 December. Now, coming down to 33 Corps. It was Lieutenant General M.L. Thapan, again an old-fashioned chap. He knew that he has to see that the Siliguri corridor is also well taken care of. He had a smaller force, a 20 mountain division, a 6 division less a brigade, and 63 Corps. Therefore, he had a much smaller force, but he had to first crack Hilli and then go and capture Bogra. So therefore, he just wanted to cut off the salient and see that the Siliguri corridor was also safe and he could get on. No, the enemy had the 16 infantry div. Right. It was commanded by General Pakistan, East Pakistan, General Nazir Hussain. You're a little more better fighter. He had seen that Hilli and Bogra and all these places had field fortifications, very heavy. The tunneling was also there. Minefield was there. And he believed in half a battalion concepts all over. So therefore, he had a series of strong points. And there was one brigadier, Pakistani, Hussain. Now, he saw to it that from Hilli he got down to Bogra, gave a good fight. And he was the only brigadier out of the 32 brigadiers. I'm just telling it to you who was promoted. The rest 31 were sacked. So were most of the div commanders. So therefore, you are clear now. 6th Div goes to Hilli, goes to Bogra and get stalled for some time. And by about 14-15 December, touches this Jamuna River. Right, this Jamuna River. It had a golden opportunity to get across. At least one battalion group could have got across. But it was not so. Most of his attacks, General Thapan's attacks were blunt. But then you must give it to him. He saw that the enemy 16th day was totally disintegrated. And they were not able to take part any further in battle. Coming down to 101 communication zone. The commander was Major General Gurbakh Singh. Later, it was taken over when he was injured by Major General Nagra. Both had done excellent work. Actually, the 95 Brigade, Mountain Brigade of Brigadier Clare did a very fine job. It first got hold of Kamalpur and then got hold of Jamalpur. And Jamalpur, there was a big battle on. And here is where one Maratha light infantry, Jangi Paltan as you call it, with Lieutenant Colonel Brar and Major Santish Nambiar, they had established a roadblock. And the Jamalpur commander refused to surrender. Brigadier Clare sent him a note and he sent back a silver bullet. He was bent on fighting, but after the Marathas came in, on 10th, 11th night, they decided to break out and ran into the Jangi Paltan Marathas. There was a severe fight, and nearly 270 Pakistanis were killed and 40 wounded. Later, 3 officers, 10 JSUs and 370 Pakistani soldiers surrendered to First Marathas. So therefore, we had clear, young commanders. Then we had Lieutenant Colonel Brar, and then we had Major Satish Nambiar. No, these are the young lot. Later on, you'll see that 2 of them became pioneers of our mobile forces strategy, our mechanized forces and armor forces strategy. So therefore, Jamalpur was captured, and what is going to take place next is para-landing and all, which I'll tell you later in the next episode. Gentlemen, with now 2 Pakistani divisions, that is 9, 16 and the ad hoc 35, nearly disintegrated or isolated from the battle. Now we come to 14 to the 4 Corps. The 4 Corps Eastern Thrust Line. The commander was Lieutenant General Sagat Singh, a daredevil commander. He gave a bloody nose to Chinese in 1967 at Nathula and Chola passes. He was also commander 50 Brigade long time back in 62, and the first one to liberate Goa. Will he liberate Bangladesh? Let's see. Pakistanis feared this man most because he has served in Northeast and knew everyone. He knew Tripura, Nagaland, Mizoram very well. And then he had all the 8 regiments of Bangla regiments with him for the war. And they had done excellent work till now. So he had 3 mountain divisions, a heavy force, 3 squadrons, 2 mech infantry battalions, and 8 battalions of Bengal rifles, and enough Mukti Bahini. And this was the area which was the most difficult thrust line, but we had our best and ferocious commander there. So he had 3 thrust lines going. The first is the 8th Mountain Div, another General K.V. Rao, Krishna Rao, who became chief later. His thrust line was going 8 Div, was going to Sylhet. Excellent commander. So one more commander who made India proud. Then we had the 8th Mountain Div, which was General Rao's. Then we have the 57 Mountain Div, sectors in the center axis, astride, the Brahmanbadi, Chandanpur, and north of Komila. So that was the force. And then we had the 23 Mountain Division, which was going down south of Komila and then to Chittagong, if required. So he had a very great force with him. And he was actually to lean on the Meghna River, from the Coronation Bridge right up till Chandanpur, where these 2 rivers meet. So he was to just lean on to that. But General Sagat Singh always fought 3 steps forward. He fought, and he was always prepared to take the risk. So when his forces started going on 5th December, the elements of 57 Mountain Divs were already very close to the Meghna River. And Sagat was leading in a chariot, his helicopter. On 5th December, 111 GR captured Buchi and ambushed 25 frontier forces, 2 companies. And they got hold, captured Akbar Beg, Lieutenant Colonel Akbar Beg. Now on 5th itself, General Sagat reached there, spoke to his boys, told them what to do next, and then he lifted this Lieutenant Colonel Beg in his helicopter and brought him for integration. And this is the sort of a chap. Then the same day, 6th December, General Sagat meets again in forward line. The battle is on. Brigadier Mishra of 313 Brigade. And tells them bypass Brahmanbadi. Brahmanbadi was a brigade strength. And go straight for Ashugarh. This is Brahmanbadi. And Ashugarh is somewhere on the Meghna River itself. So just imagine a commander, co-commander right forward. And then on the same day he lands up in, Brigadier Tom Pandey's brigade. And, Tom Pandey, a great fighter himself. He had been the hero in Dhalia and Mayanmati battles in November 71. He was also injured. So therefore, he had one more commander there who was looking out to go with Sagat and go for the kill. And Sagat on the very first, on the 6th itself, have gone and met them and he said, Pandey, go ahead. One thing, as I've told you, all these senior officers, even Brigadier Tom Pandey, who later was my battalion commander in IMA in 68. Afternoon, he was already with General Krishna Rao and discussing about Sylhet and how to put troops across. But things changed very fast because a commander of General Sagat Singh's caliber doesn't wait for information to come after 36 hours from battalion to Devan brigade and then to corps. He was already there on the very first minute. So therefore, the information finally came that Pack 313 Brigade, which was defending the Coronation Bridge somewhere here, was pulling out. And they were going to Sylhet to make, I was telling you that, defensive mindset ka cheeda, which Nazi had put in, fortress. So instead of going towards Dhaka, these people were going north Sylhet. So there were 2 brigades there. Right. And Pakistani 27 Brigade, which was Bibari, they also got rattled and they also started, instead of going on to the defense line here on the river, they also vacated. So you can imagine the chaos. The Pakistani 14 Dev was in jitters. Instead of, going out to the layback position, going to Dhaka depth positions, they started going north. And here, General Sagat Singh decided, one day we must block Sylhet so that they never come back. So on 7 December, 10 a.m., the first recce went to form for the heliborne operations. It was by 45 GR. It was commanded by Colonel Harolekar, who got an embassy later. Harolekar was from my hometown, Kolhapur. So I heard a lot of this battle also. Now, just imagine, on 7th, Harolekar, then Group Captain Chandan Singh, another great man, 6-tack. They're already doing a recce in the morning. They went over Sylhet and no fire came. They wanted to see where to land. They done the recce and come back, and General Sagat as is, at 3:10 PM, he launched a 3-5GR, 2 battalions with CO across. So we come to the end of this phase with General Sagat Singh knocking at the doors of Dhaka. He's going to launch some great operations in the next phase. They call it, a Meghna air bridge, never seen, never heard. Then there's a link up with the 2 paras at Tangail. All this in my next program. I hope you enjoyed it. Gentlemen, a little appeal. If you have enjoyed my presentation, please like it, share it, and subscribe it. And if you got some comments, please send it to colonelspunch@gmail.com. Jai Hind and Jai Bangla. See you again in the next episode. It's more where Nazi is checkmated and the liberation of Bangladesh take place. Thank you.